Water channels had been recently closed off after a large amount of water had poured out of them. Currently, the water doesn't pour as much as back then, and the remaining water has frozen over too. But the leaders of Calt, rather than using the water channels where unknown dangers remain, chose to use a transport ship fueled by the power of a god to go to Willarv. Fortunately, the summoning was successful. After that, the impending death of the summoner began to appear in the eyes of the death magicians, and rumors spread that there might not be a second transport ship, and so the transport tickets skyrocketed in price. Mirha Simon, you are a person who could possibly resummon the god in case of an unexpected situation. There is already a place reserved for you on the transport ship. You do not need to buy a ticket. Wow, I envy her. If you don't use your ticket, give me. If you and talent, money, personal connections, is there anything she doesn't have? As soon as I arrived in Willow, my father, a priest, would be there for me, so I did not have to save my property here. Take this here, and please convert all my remaining assets into tickets for those people. Wow, that's Mira for you. Thanks so much. Who's that, Asha? If I only had good intentions, but maybe that child did not take it in good faith. Maybe she was cursing me like she did back then. It's because your father is alive, so you can smile, so you can shine, like me. You should have become like me. She was a child who felt kinship with the misfortune of others and suffered in happiness. A child who longed for a parent's affection. But since Roundham agreed to be her sponsor, she just needed to arrive safely on Willarv. Then she might get a little better. That's what I thought. I never knew she would do something like this out of hatred for me. Judging by how cold it feels, the warming function of these clothes is also at its limit. Is there anyone who reached Willarv through the closed off water channel? Even if I use magic to move as efficiently as possible, there will eventually be a limit. Because of my legs, my time is limited too. Then I will. Are you thinking of summoning a god then? Ooh, the god of earth! Why you guys chest out? Hold on. Hold on. Yes, sir. Like the video, subscribe, hit the motherfucking bell. One last god, Kubera story and art by Kurigam, season 3, episode 271, Kubera Kubera 7. Don't go any further in that direction. Sorry. Right there is a Surah who submerged 2 million of Kart's people, and the Surah who blew up another 400,000. Something like you would perish before even uttering a single word. You are? Who do you think I am? A god? No. A Nastica? I don't know. What's this? As soon as I saw one from before, I thought he was visiting for no particular reason, and so I thought it was strange and had doubts. But not this one. The light around him is a strong clue, but I think he is not that god. He's ominous and dreadful. Interesting. You are rare. You are a human with rare insight. Yes, I do not have a place to belong anymore. I am a being that is nothing. But I can send you to Willar from here. Can you be more specific with the description of the one you encountered? They were ominous and dreadful. Anything else? For something that is nothing, it seems like a pretty high-ranking being. Anyways, it's good. It's a good thing you did not summon. Only the clothes can be restored with recovery magic. It was incredibly suspicious, for the timer of her legs was set the same as the priest's lifespan in the first place. That too. Was it so that she would be able to tell the time without directly seeing the moon rise? Yes, even if she went to a place where the moon was not visible, in case she changed her mind, she could try to summon it at the right time. In the end, you chose your own path, and going through the water channels was still within the expectations of the one you encountered, it seemed. Actually, that person also said something similar. What you came up with your what you came up with at the end of your calculations, there are opponents you can never defeat that way. Thoughtful actions often find a way closer to the right answer, but even those thoughts mean nothing to those who look into them. So do not do the summoning if you don't want to leave your future in his hands, that is. But but it's a choice, not forced. You look more like a Sora rather than a god. Would you like to have the choice? If so, if you so wish, I can present it with you. Present you with it. Fuck. If you do not summon, Ra will never arrive on Willarf. However, the numerous records left behind about him will make him be remembered as a legendary fighter. On the other hand, if you do the summon, Ra will arrive on Willarf and meet his daughter. But in the happiest moments, his daughter will be murdered. As a result, Ra will become a broken man, losing his former reputation as he falls. The other passengers on the transport ship are going to be safe except for the priestess whose lifespan is about to end, so there's no need to consider that. All you have to do from here is decide the fate of Ra and his daughter. She is making all that up right now because Rao's daughter is the judge. She's just inventing a story to put herself in an advantageous position that she had a favor. She chose in favor of his daughter. Does it make sense to only explain these things without being able to say who the person is? Which means it's lies after all. Aren't you the same, not being able to say who it was you encountered? If you have any complaints, please properly explain why you tampered with the power room, since the judge is listening. That's if Rao safely arrives on Willarf and reunites with his daughter will be murdered, and so will your two sons, who were entrusted to Anna. Those children will be caught up in it with her and die with her. Well, rather, I was in a similar position to Mirha. She was the one who lied first. But I am telling the truth. I did what I was told in order to save Rao's daughter. You're not a serious person. That's crazy. I I really mean it. Hey, earlier I was in the wrong, so please keep your head on straight. There's no reason for the Mirha of N5 to choose Rao's daughter over Rao. She just chose Rao who dies a hero over Rao who survives. Earlier? I'm sorry? Agni Nim. I said not to approach before I left. My apologies. The matter is urgent, so I'm taking the risk. The dangerous stuff has been sorted out, so let's hear about it anyway. It seems that there's an accident that occurred at the Atera rescue site. That Ka, Ka, Cas Acta or Tatsako, whatever. Why is he handling the matter like that? Also, and Lila Nim was attacked somewhere together with Sierra Nim. Agni Nim? Agni Nim? He didn't have time for a long explanation, so he must have gone straight to Atera. We can't help Atera from here anyway, so so tell me about Lila Nim. You said she came back with Sierra Nim who had gone missing. Yes, Steam Nim, but the strange thing is the most recent location of them both was Cali Bloom, but the place they arrived now is here in Eloth. They said they were attacked by Asha Rahiro. To be continued. Taxaco, whatever, you should have done better. The guy who told Agni about Atera is Ping Hayas, old friend of Rand's. Interesting. She is Trisilla. She was mentioned in season 2 Astro chapter because she was summoned to the sail ship who died on a journey. The time she spent with why he was short. There was someone who was curious about Brilla's learning lifespan. Would look into Cloud's eyes. Check that episode later on. Nothing on top. He's wearing a top. God Kubera's clothing is quite dark, so it's not eye-catching. But he has the same. But he's been the same since season 1. It's even tighter than Babblekin's tight muscle outfit. Someone asked me how can someone know the name Taksaka, the father of Kusak, as it's a common knowledge from a musician. Well, of course he knows. He's not acting like that because he doesn't know. It's the equivalent of someone who does not like Kurigam saying something like Kurigam, curry spit, or whatever. Okay, so he's just being an ass. You look so impeccable. To keep your hair aligned on the bed, you really need to be careful when you lie down and never roll over. Moreover, when you lie like Lila does, your hair starts tickling your back. It's quite annoying. I hate those tickling back hairs. Blah 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 blah. Additional blog post: to see when Peppy Town play with Ravana is literally like Playing something with Lila and the bath attendant, I think, before and the blonde attendant. Either the gods or nasty good experience, you have the phenomena, the click control, the soccer experience, burping for the first time only after human form with earrings on, which look things like sweating, it's embarrassment, blah blah. Garuda, never had a reaction level. Again, with more questions like this, can you remember now? I want people have been asking about for a long time. Answers were postponed, they never got to mention separately, blah 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 blah. Okay. We gonna talk, baby. We gonna talk, people. Patreon gang, huge shout out to the Patreon gang. Shout out to my certified BAM lovers, that's the CBL. Shout out to the Priests of Fire, those are the certified Brilith lovers. Are they the real CBL? I don't know, they could be. But a huge shout out to the Fifth Zen Gods, my tier 3 pledgers on Patreon. Big shout out to 5:28 a.m., Big Abdel, Alan, Andrew, Bruv, Childish Nujabes, Tris, Fitz, Infinite, Irene Sharda, Jacob Holland, Johnny Rogers, Lazy Dragon, Lucky Roo, Revenant, Scobe, Silo, Simi, follow Simi on Twitch, Sonny Katapali, Tino Brown, Zodiac, and Zyler Scotty. Thank you guys. Your support is greatly appreciated. And because of y'all, I don't gotta eat ice soup. Y'all ever had ice soup? Y'all never had to live off no ice soup, man? All right.